What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and as excited and as hopeful as so many of us may be for the future of DC on screen, whether that be streaming on HBO Max, or if theaters ever eventually come back in full force, a lot of people are just as worried about the state of DC Comics, the publication line, whether you're talking about actual comics, young adult novels, things like that, because they continue to do things with these characters to drive their fans away. They continue to allow people in charge to self-insert these identity politic driven plot lines and characters that will continue to push people away. And right now, DC honestly is on the brink when it comes to DC Comics as we know it. And what we saw today is not going to help. This is just about the most cringe-inducing thing you can possibly think of. But again, it's DC Comics now. That's what it's becoming. They're going down the Marvel route that we saw did not work out for them. Well, DC is going full force now as well. Meet Starfire's gay goth daughter Mandy in I Am Not Starfire young adult novel. Here's the cover for it. There are people out there that are legitimately praising this cover somehow, and I don't know how you can do that. Regardless of any kind of positivity movements or anything like that, this does not look good. And when you see this character, you realize it is a complete self-insertion, unlike we have ever seen before. And it comes from this person right here, Mariko Tamaki. Now, she has done some things for DC Comics in the past. It's almost all female characters, and often it involves them in LGBTQ plus kind of relationship. That's kind of her specialty. She retweets this. I can finally share the cover for my new DC Comics with the amazing Yoshi Squared. There you go. This graphic novel, it's for young adults. Now, Yoshitani has no pronouns, so I don't even know what to call Yoshitanu, but they're evidently proud of this cover somehow. I'm not quite sure why. But when you look, you have people, I think I found her dad with Penguin. This is the one I want to look at. Tom Taylor looks great. Does this really look great? Tell me honestly, is there anyone out there who honestly thinks that this cover looks great? Who is this supposed to be appealing to? And we get details about the plot as well, so we might as well sit down and try to get through this. I Am Not Starfire was one of the DC young adult graphic novels announced back in 2019. Written by Mariko Tamaki and drawn by Yoshitani, we now have a date, a description, and a cover. August 10th, 2021, a day that will live in infamy. We'll see if that ever comes out. And a better idea of who this person who is not Starfire is. Mandy, Starfire's daughter, who appears to be a bit of a goth rebel. From New York Times best-selling author Mariko Tamaki, Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, Harley Quinn Breaking Glass, and the artist Yoshitani, comes a story about Mandy, the daughter of super famous superhero Starfire, and her desperate attempts to get out from under her shadow. While I imagine her shadow continues to grow and grow with each passing day. So I don't know how... Oh, she's talking about Starfire's shadow. Oh, I understand. 17-year-old Mandy Coriander is not her mother. Daughter of Starfire and high school outcast, Mandy is constantly trying to get out from under the shadow of her bright, bubbly, scantily clad, and famous mother. The idea that the offspring of Starfire would end up looking like this. Who believes this? Is this Nightwing's? Is this Dick's daughter? He should be ashamed if that's actually the case. I guess we'll find out. Dyeing her bright orange hair black and sticking close to her best friend Lincoln, Mandy spends her days at school avoiding Teen Titans superfans and trying to hide her feelings for the gorgeous, popular, and perfect Claire. There you go. Gay, goth daughter. There it's in the headline because that's what they want you to know. Because all that they care about, that's how this is advertised right here on Bleeding Cool. Gay goth daughter. The most important part about this person is that she is gay, and they want to make sure you know that. And real quick, before we get back to the description, I just want to give it a shout out to Sierra Whiskey. This is where I saw this first today. DC is so fucked, as they show the cover and then the clear self-insert. This is the author herself. A very clear self-insert, and that's one of the problems at DC Comics right now. Let's continue. And while Mandy usually avoids spending too much time with her alien mother, she's been particularly quiet as she's been keeping one major secret from her. Mandy walked out of her SAT. While Mandy continues to tell Lincoln her plans of moving to France to escape the family spotlight and not go to college, Yeah, because superheroes probably aren't known in France, alright? She secretly hides a fear of not knowing her identity outside as just being the daughter of a superhero and who she will become. But when she's partnered with Claire to work on a school project, their friendship develops into something more, and a self-confidence unbeknown to Mandy begins to bloom. Claire likes Mandy for being Mandy, not the daughter of Starfire. I'm sure the most popular girl in school is very, very attracted to this person here. Listen, I guess it is a comic book. This is a fictional story. It's about the most fictional thing about this so far. But when someone from Starfire's past comes to disrupt Mandy's future, Mandy must finally make a choice. Give up before the battle has even begun, or step into the unknown and risk everything. I Am Not Starfire is a story about a mother-daughter relationships, embracing where you come from while finding your own identity and learning to be unafraid of failing, if it was even failing in the first place. I'm sure it won't be failing. They're going to make sure that she doesn't fail. Even if something was meant to be taken as a failure, I don't think this character will be failing. Again, from Mariko Tamaki. Now, this reminds me of one of the things, this is where DC's going. This is what I'm talking about. We saw Gotham High. The absolute cringe that was Gotham High was this kind of similar vein of things, targeted towards a certain audience that isn't going to buy your shit no matter how hard you push it. We saw the reaction to Gotham High. We know that no one bought Gotham High, a 7% like ratio on that trailer where they turned the comments off. We've seen what they're going to do in Future State. You're looking at race swaps and gender swaps of so many characters, including the Teen Titans, which is just going to be completely gender swapped and non-binary. You got Supergirl. You have Kid Quick, who's going to have they, them pronouns. This is where DC is headed. Now, we've seen Marvel go down this path. It didn't work out for Marvel, and DC is continuing to push down this path of trying to get this other audience to buy their shit. Guess what? It's not going to happen. Spoiler alert. The people who will praise this on Twitter will not buy your product, DC, and what you continue to do by pandering to these things, by allowing these woke people to insert themselves into these books, will continue to drive people who actually want to pay for your product, who actually care about the history and the lore. They will drive those people away. And I don't know how many times we can say it, but we continue to come out with things like this. That it's praised by so many people on Twitter, but then the things sit on shelves. They don't sell. No one pays attention to it. No one buys it because people aren't actually interested in spending money on this thing. And come August, we're going to see the same thing for I Am Not Starfire. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.